I'm Maryam Namazie. I'm an Iranian campaigner and women's rights activist. And I'm here because, of course, for me, sex apartheid is such an important issue. It's one that women's rights campaigners from Iran and Afghanistan have been campaigning against for many, many decades. I remember the first time I talked about sex apartheid was in the 80s, and then, of course, even in the 1990s, I was speaking at a Dutch parliamentary hearing about the deportation of 1,500 Iranian refugees, and there again I used the term. And it's been many decades now that we've actually also called for sex apartheid to be considered a crime against humanity. And so, in a sense, it's good to see that this movement has finally got to a point where internationally there is some recognition for it as a form of apartheid. And clearly, I think it's taken this long, one, because of cultural relativism. You know, it's your culture, it's your religion. You have to accept it. And our argument has always been, well, whose culture are you talking about? The woman who's being stoned or the state that's doing the stoning? Partly also it has to do with the fact that women's lives are not that important, even in international law, in national law. It's seen to be a private matter. It's seen to be very often women's fault. The violence they face is usually seen to be their fault. So I think it's really thanks to the women's revolutions that are taking place in our region. So Rojava, a center of feminism in a war zone, and of course the magnificent Women, Life, Freedom revolution in Iran. And I think that is really, it's thanks to that we are here today. And it's the same with racial apartheid as well. The campaign against racial apartheid was a long battle from the ground up that forced, an end to it. And that's what we aim to do with sex apartheid as well. So I think it's important, Afghan women, Iranian women, all of us together, really bringing attention to this issue and continuing the pressure. Okay.
Do you want to say something about what's actually happening today, what the committee room is about, and what's...
Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah.
Maryam, your hair is in your face.
Okay. So today is it's an event in the Parliament. It's being chaired by Helena Kennedy, and there are speakers here from various organizations. We have Afghan women speakers, we've got women's rights activists. It's all in the run-up to International Women's Day. And we're here to add to the sort of voices demanding that sex apartheid be recognized as a crime against humanity. So it's a day of both a celebration of women's lives and rights. We're going to be showing films, having music, the DAF percussion drum, and also a discussion in order to highlight the issues and call on women's rights campaigners and others who are in the meeting, as well as the larger, both policymakers and the larger public, to continue this fight for an end to sex apartheid, because it does require all of us to chip in the same way that racial apartheid needed every single one of us to chip in to end it.